So I'm going to be knitting Harry Styles sweater, and I'm going to be doing like a different color scheme. I think I want more like rainbow, because a lot of my closet is like basic sweaters, it's like black. I'm just so tired of it. I just want some rainbow, you know? And I'm going to be following this YouTuber's tutorial. Also, my mom's going to teach me how to knit because I don't know how. So let's get started. So these are the yarns I'm going to be using. Just a rainbow basically. And then I'm going to be using a bunch of different blues. I like blue. It's going to be real cute.
I think I can get back into purling again. This is easy.
Really?
Yeah, this is so much easier than the way I used to do it.
3 hours dungeon! Who are you talking to? 3 hours dungeon!
So I started practicing knitting. I haven't started the squares yet because I'm not sure how to knit purl. But I've started to knit. So since she's crocheting, she has these measurements. But since we're knitting, it's totally different. So this one's really small. That's 20 by 20. I don't want it that small, so we kind of made our own templates. Still figuring it out. Look at all the squares me and my mom made over the weekend. There's like 10 in there. Like every day we'll stay up until like 1. Right now it's probably, 12. Just knitting the squares, but look at all the squares. Look at this mess. I always have to have 2 needles going. So you can go back and forth, back and forth. So originally we were going to use these blues, but got a much prettier blue that really ties the whole color scheme together, because a lot of them are kind of duller colors, so I wanted some brighter ones in there. Here's how they look all together. Look at all the squares we knitted. There's like 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 2 of these, and I mean there is 3 of these, but look how giant the square I made it. Well, it's because I kept adding more loops accidentally, but I think I'll have to redo this one. So here's the back side of it. I was gonna make it like rainbow colors, like an order, but I realized like the yellow doesn't really go well with it that much, so I added less yellow squares and I just rearranged it the way I wanted. So I just have a little chart. And the front. So none of it is really like in order in the rainbow, and I kind of like it better. It's more vibrant. Are you covering it up? Did you come up? Oh, she stole my blue square. I was wondering why it was less vibrant. I was like, where's the other blue square? Give or don't. I really like this blue square, and this pink square is like better than the other one, so I added 3 of those and like less oranges and yellows. I feel like it just looks more like pretty in the back. Such a sweetie. It's almost 2 o'clock and I'm still knitting, but like look at all these squares. I feel like I'm really close. Right now we're knitting the front of it. Already knitted all the back, but this is getting exciting because we're just crossing off squares. Oh my god. Thanks for all your help, Kat. Actually, I've just decided not to include these squares because this is like so heavy. Like the yarn is like way thicker, so I think we're just gonna get some different yellow yarn. Okay, so this is the new yarn that I decided to replace with yellow because that yellow is kind of too thick. And it was really expensive, honestly, but I'm actually kind of glad. Like, I feel like it's kind of an interesting color. So we're finally done doing all these squares, and now we're just gonna sew them together. Okay, I'm done with the first panel on the front, and I'm working on the back. So now I'm making the sleeves. I just gotta sew all these together. They're like little half sleeves, but that's kind of long enough, right? That looks nice. I didn't really like it at first, but that's kind of cute. Okay, so I just finished my left sleeve, and this is like the last thing I need to like knit together. So now I just need to knit together the arms to the body, and I'll be finished. Looks like I'm gonna have to do some altercations because the sleeve does not match. Like, this is the diagram that the YouTuber made. That just, for that to be the whole sleeve, I think we're just gonna fill in these 2 squares and then attach it on the end of that. So for the front, instead of just leaving it like that, the sleeves are not wide enough, so I'm just gonna fill it in with the squares I have. Also, we're trying to do like a ribbed crochet, so like it doesn't bunch up so much and curl up. So the sleeves are too short, so I just extended it right here. I'm gonna add another row. It's like 24 rings or whatever, because it's like way too tight and it's not long enough. So I'm gonna add another little ring at the top. It's 1 o'clock right now, and I'm trying to finish my 4th square. I'm just driving myself fucking crazy trying to finish it. And a deadline I created. My mom has my crochet hook, so I'm literally crocheting with the yarn needles. Look, I didn't think it could be done. Okay, now I just sewed the last part of it, and I made this part the biggest because it's kind of on the shoulder, so that it's a little more loose. Damn, is that gonna be enough? Am I gonna just knit not enough? I don't know. I'm taking my chances with this one. Okay, so here's the front and the back all done. So I think I'm going to sew in the sides, or tie it together. Wow, it's pretty cool. Okay, now I'm going to attach the sleeve to the whole thing. It's almost done. It's been months. I just have one sleeve on, and it's like so long. I didn't take into account this part, because once you sew the top on, it makes everything like way longer. So now it just comes out to my fingertips. Looks like I'm actually gonna cut it off because there's like a lot of pink and purple on the front, a lot of red, and this is red too. And I got some buttons from Joann's. They're like $1 for the front. Now I'm just sewing on the sleeve, and then I want to get some buttons. And then I think my mom will hem it. I'm not sure. Okay, the sweater is finished. Since I did put on the other sleeve, so I guess it is finished, but my mom does want to do the lining, so we'll see if I do that.
You try and hurt Mozart, you're gonna get a bullet in your head, courtesy of Butch Cassidy.
Okay, so she crocheted the edge, and it looks really good. I think I'm just gonna have her do this for the whole thing, because like before and after. Look nice. I just need to tuck all these fucking stragglers so it looks like it's not homemade. And it is homemade, but kinda cute. Kinda cozy. So, halfway done with ribbing. It looks really nice. We don't even need to...
It's not ribbing. It's
not
just
ribbing.
the edge.
Just the edge. We don't even need ribbing because it stops it from curling out.
The crochet edge, yes.
It looks store-bought with this little edge. Okay, now we're going to tie in the buttons. Mom already did a layer of, what is it?
Crochet.
Crochet. And then we're just going to tie in the buttons with embroidery thread. Look at those cute little buttons. Keep it loose, right? Mm-hmm. You're a pretty cat. Okay, so now the last thing to do is to tuck in the ends with a crochet hook. All finished. So, here's the final result. This literally took me months, but it was so worth it because look how beautiful my sweater is. And I finally have something in my closet I actually love and want to wear. And I made it. I learned how to knit. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was. And look all these awkward little dances I'm doing.